Wow, that light is bright right in my eye. So today we are going to start work on the 2001, I can't even see it in there, it's so bright, 2001 Springer. Hold on, let me shut my heater off. Okay, yeah, so like I said, we're going to start work on this. I already ordered the rocker covers and the chrome controls. I still have to go on and order some cables. And, you know, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking that this bike is going to need a full-blown restoration. Let me just show you some of the things that I'm thinking. I mean, a lot of it is, I think, is dirt too. Like, I've already got the cover, the clutch cover. You know, there's some rust on this oil line. I'll probably replace that. I'm going to replace the tappets. We're going to pull the carburetor off and put that in ultrasonic cleaner. And here's something that I didn't see until the first time I rode it. You see this stuff here, and it's here. Whoever had this bike before put silicone underneath these caps. These caps are supposed to be able to come off, pop off. They're just covers for the bolts. That's all they are, to make it dress it up. For whatever reason, they put silicone underneath here. You know, they're too lazy to go out and buy a new set of these. So they put silicone on it, and they put too much, and it's running down the heads. You can see it's on here, it's on here. Now, I don't know why they would have taken these off, unless they were taking the heads off, taking the rockers off, the covers off. I have no idea. But these are going to be replaced. I already ordered these today, so those should be in a few days. But we got other work to do anyway before these are even going to be done. So the first thing we got to do is we got to drain the fuel out of this. We got to take the tank off. We got to take the battery out. We're going to take the bags off because we're going to do some weather conditioning on the bags, because it doesn't look like those things were done that much. From the looks of this bike, after giving it, you know, kind of a close inspection, this bike wasn't ridden that much. It's only got 26,000 miles on it for being, what, 22 years old now? And when I did the Carfax on it, this bike originally came from Florida, came up here to Massachusetts, and I got to think that this thing sat in a shed for a long time, because if it was in a heated garage like this, you wouldn't find all this little rust, and it looks like something smacked that. I don't know how, you know, something definitely hit that. You can see where it's, you know, all cracked and everything on here. The chrome was coming off, and this here is just, I don't know what is going on with it, but there's a lot of dirt, like, you know, rust in here, like that screw's going to be replaced. And you can see in there's just a lot of dirt that, like, it's, well, I'm thinking that it sat in a shed. That's what I'm thinking. It wasn't in a garage as far as I can tell. But you can see up here, there's rust gone up here. That, I mean, the chrome gone up here. That's why, you know, I'm replacing these covers. There's a cracked vent line right here. You can see some of these, the controls up here. I can't see it from here, but these lines are, you can see the rubber's grommet is coming off that. But there's some chrome missing right here, and I'm just going to try to fix that. I'm not going to take this whole front end apart to send that out. Not this time. I got a feeling that probably next year I'm going to restore this bike. I'm going to strip it down and restore it. This is not something, restoring a bike is not something that, let me just turn this around. I'm going to shut this light off because this is really bothering me. There. So, restoring a bike is not something that, you know, you just start and do it. I mean, it takes a little bit of planning. When I did the pan head and the electric glide, the other electric glide, you know, it takes a lot of prep work. You got to figure out parts you're going to use, what you're going to need. You want to have all the parts done. You don't want to start tearing stuff apart, then find out you can't get parts for 6 months for it, which is, you know, was the case a couple years ago. When I did the pan head about 8 or 9 years ago, that wasn't the case. Parts were ready to be available. You could find a lot of OEM stuff still available for that bike. See these knurled knobs, whatever. This is what holds the seat down, the front seat. I already took the pillar off. You can see how much rust is in the top of these, and that's really either because this thing, like I said, sat in a shed that didn't have any kind of temperature or humidity control, or it actually might have just been left outside. I don't know, but these should not really have rust on. So I got to tell you, even bending over that little bit kind of kills you back. So we got the battery out. So here's the end that connects to the connector on the bike, but I have to hook this up. this battery tender. So because we want to keep that on a charge. So let me hook this up. So we want to make sure that we keep the the battery on a charge here all winter while we're working on this. So we'll do that. We'll do that. So that's going to read charging until it analyzes the battery to see that it's a volt. So that's a Thunderbolt. Never heard of that battery. Ultima Thunderbolt. Yeah, it seems to work all right. But so that'll turn green after a while. It'll start flashing to do a what do they call it on here? A storage charge. It'll go green, and so I've had that for years. See, it's already flashing. It's just doing the storage charge until it analyzes the battery that it's fully charged, and it'll go from red to solid green. So, all right, so let's get back to looking at stuff over here. So we got this all out, and look at the rust in there. I don't even believe that. That is like crazy. This tells me that this bike. Let me turn this light on. This tells me that this bike sat outside. So this is going to need a full restoration next year. There's just no doubt about that. So this bike sat outside for a while. I'm not even sure if it sat in the shed at this point. And of course, I never looked at this when, I didn't pull the battery when I bought the bike, as most people probably don't. But we're going to have to replace that next year. I'm not going to do it this year. Again, this year is just some small stuff. Next year, I'll definitely get a lift table, because this is probably going to be up on a lift table for a solid year. Taking all this stuff out, replacing stuff like that. So let's get on with it. Okay, so we made some decent progress today. We got the tank off, which was kind of a pain in the ass because it was almost full of fuel. So I went down to Harbor Freight, and I got that shitty transfer pump, which did about half of it. I ended up dumping about half the gas onto my lawn. My tank is outside right now, draining a little bit more. But so let's take a look. You can see the heads, how the chrome has just flaked all the hell off of this, and we're going to give this a good cleaning. We're going to take this off. We have to replace this air line right here, vent line, so we got to replace that. We're going to replace both the throttle cables on here. I don't think we need to do the clutch cable quite yet. I think we'll wait till next year to do that. But I do need to pull this front exhaust off in order to get this cover off, so I can put a brand new cover on here. The tappets, I still have to order those. So the next video, we're going to be taking the carburetor off. I have the ultrasonic cleaner warming up right now. So we're going to take the carburetor off. We're going to put it through the ultrasonic cleaner. Clean all the gunk. It's fine, but I figure I got it apart. I might as well put it through that. So, okay, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. So we made some decent progress today. So I ordered the rocker covers today and the new hand controls. So I'll probably wait until those come in before I do the hand controls, because now I've got everything apart. Now I'm going to do the front end. I'm going to adjust the front end according to the factory, the way you're supposed to do it when you take these controls off and let them hang down, so there's no weight on the front end at all when you calibrate that front end. So we'll take the front fender off, we'll take the front tire off, and we'll do some service work on the rigid and the Springer forks up there. So don't forget to subscribe, leave me some comments below. What do you think? I just told my wife a little while ago, I said we're going to have to do a full restoration on this bike next year, which means the engine's coming out, transmission's coming out. So that should be fun. I said I've got to invest in, $1,500–1,600 for a lift table, because I can't do this on the ground or sitting on a little stool to do it. So, all right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.